Veronica has a podcast.
Oh yeah, my daughter Rita and I have a podcast. I've been handing out our cards to people. It's called The Trainer's Guide, and it is a rewatch of Pokemon's first season. So we go episode by episode, we talk about it, we talk about lessons learned, little stories here and there, and sometimes we interview people. It's very low-key, half an hour commitment, and hopefully you leave with something good.
Yeah. And they just recently did Bye Bye Butterfree. Does anybody remember Bye Bye Butterfree?
Oh, yeah.
The most emotional Pokemon episode
I know.
of our lifetime.
I have to say, I was surprised that they put this music on top of it, because I wanted to just be crying the whole time, and the music was very upbeat. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that. It's very interesting. Has anybody watched that recently, or no? That's okay.
Well,
we'll watch it too.
Tune in to the podcast.
Again, we'll kind of jump into questions too. If anybody has any Pokemon questions or anything for Veronica, and then, do we already have somebody?
Come on up, Renee. Do you see
you see the mic right there?
microphone? Keep coming. If you're asking a question, we're not forcing you to.
Yes.
All right. So I think you're gonna love this one too, by the way. So in Pokemon, Ash has this rivalry with Gary.
Yes.
What is your opinion on that rivalry?
I think healthy rivalry is good for you. I think Gary lacks humility, and perhaps we learn from that that we should not be like Gary. But ultimately, I think it is great that we all have challenges in our life, and Gary is definitely a challenge. Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Hi.
How are you? I wanted to ask, what was your reaction when you found out that Ash's dream came true from the beginning of his journey to now?
Well, so that he became a master, and then now he's retired. Although, do you think his dream ever was to retire? I don't know about that.
No.
But isn't it amazing that we all have been on this journey for 25 plus years? I think it's a win for all of us. It shows you that if you keep at it, you too can accomplish your dreams. You know, achieve your goals, all of that. And so I just think it's amazing. Good for him.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi, Veronica. I have one question, or two questions I may add. Who was your favorite Pokemon character, and what was your favorite episode? Mine is the one that started it all. I choose you.
That I agree with you totally. Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon because I think Pokemon is about the relationship between Ash and Pikachu, how they learn to compromise and live together and work together. I just think it's a great example for all of us, and that first episode really lays the whole adventure out, and we see how dedicated they both are to each other.
Yes, and I still own the movie, the first one in the soundtrack.
Wow, amazing. Thank you.
That's awesome, thank you.
Hello.
Hi there. Thank you for
Pull it
coming.
down a little tiny if you want. Oh yeah,
Yes.
perfect, perfect.
Well, thank you so much for coming. My question, what was your favorite region? Johto, Kanto, Hanan?
You know, I guess Kanto with Orange Islands. I just thought it was so simple and beautiful, and who doesn't like the smell of orange blossoms? You know, like that's what it reminds me of. The Johto was pretty cool though, and I was just listening to the theme song the other day, and the show just gets better and better. But if I have to choose, I think the very beginning, because it's about the story more than what's around, you know, and it allows your imagination to key in a more active way.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Johto theme song is great.
Yes.
I love it.
I know, it's so good.
It's very
We all
nice.
have it. Pokemon Johto.
Yeah.
We all have it.
I do have one question.
Okay.
Did you play Sailor Pluto in Geeked Up or in the new version? And will Ash return?
Well, I am in the new Sailor Moon, the Viz version. I love the original Sailor Moon so much, and I'm honored to play a part in this whole legacy. But I'm in the now. And will Ash ever return? I do not know. I wish I knew. And although he's returning here today, when he would say like, hey, thanks for the question. That was pretty cool. And a bit of a stumper, wouldn't you say, Tim? Yeah.
I can't do the voice.
Thanks a lot, you guys. It's just me being me.
Hello. So someone already asked my question about your
Yes.
favorite Pokemon.
Yes.
So it's my brother's birthday next week. Could you say happy birthday, Taylor, in Ash's voice?
I would say, happy birthday, Taylor. Wow, what a bummer to keep getting older. I'm only 10, still.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sorry, another question then.
Oh, you're good?
She asked for a region. What was your favorite Pokemon movie?
I really loved the first movie because that was so deep. And for all of you who were so tiny in those giant seats watching that was huge concepts to take in. And I love that they don't pander to an audience that just won't understand. They bring everyone up. And I just think it was really great. All of the movies are super. They all have a message. The one with Celebi in it, we really need to talk about the environment. We really need to be conscious of all of our actions. So that was pretty powerful as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The first movie was very much like, that was the one I grew up on.
Yeah.
So I remember like going to the theater, and I found these like in my house the other day where I had the pins with like Meryl and then
Oh, wow.
Mewtwo and Mew, all the first movie stuff was really,
Yeah.
that was a lot of stuff that connected me
Right.
growing up and everything. But one thing that I've had people ask you before that was really cool was when they talk about Ash versus May and voicing the two, like you're basically like interacting with each other, and like you share just kind of how that is and like what that experience is like.
Yeah, so when you're doing audiobooks or a cartoon prelay, which means that you are doing the voices before the cartoon is drawn or animated, those you do like a radio play. When I'm
Right.
doing an audiobook, I read it like I'm sitting beside your bed reading the book to you. When we did Ninja Turtles, we just ran through the whole thing, and if you played two parts, you would do them back to back. In Pokemon and other anime where we dub it, we record separately. So I would record all of Ash, then all of May, and then Ash's mom if she was in.
Yeah.
So I never really had to say, hey May, how you doing? Oh Ash, I'm fine. What are you doing? Mom, where are you coming from? Ash, don't forget to change your underwear. But I never had to do that, and I'm really bad off script too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
you know. Anyway, so we never had to do that at all. It was, in that sense, easy.
Okay. Yeah, that's very, very interesting. I like as you watch the shows, it's all cut through, so you're never gonna like see the back end side where everyone's like run through those things differently. So it's very
Right.
interesting. I've always we never gotten to ask you this before, but whenever you've been signing at these conventions, what has been not the best because everything is always important, but what's a memorable thing that you've signed recently that you can think of, or a memorable story you've had from your lines?
Well, a lot of people bring drawings that they have made that I get to sign, and or that they give to me, which is
Right.
so incredibly generous. I'm so thrilled to see people return. Some people I've seen when they were 10, and I see
Oh,
them
wow.
now with their children. So that's wild. I didn't sign the children,
Oh, right,
just
yeah.
to be clear on that. But it's just, I'm very lucky that we can have such kind of intimate one-on-one conversations at my table. So I'm able to remember people who have come before and really find out how they're doing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, in a sense, matter what I've signed, even though someone today brought Pokemon gadget type things that he made himself.
Oh, interesting.
People have brought their beautiful Pokédex or their binder full of cards, all these things that are so special. And the fact that it's special to you makes it incredibly special to me and an honor to sign.
So that's such a good answer because like everybody will make something
Amazing
and then you
things.
get to, I don't know, it just adds to the story because it's like even any things that I've personally had signed with people, it's not something I'm ever going to sell because it's something like I even tell my kids. I'm like, hey, we met Veronica and she signed this card for you, and it's like on their shelf and they think about that story. That's more important to me some of the times than the actual item. But I'm going to throw another thing, because I think that we have One Piece fans too. I haven't ever gotten to talk to you about that. And how...
Stephanie is here
I
today,
know,
and
we
she's
have
in
both.
the Funimation.
Does anybody know that you did Nico Robin in the 4 Kids?
Yeah,
Anybody
4
One Piece
Kids.
fans?
One
There we
Piece,
go.
yeah.
What's the... There's an interesting dynamic. Obviously, Nico is a vastly different character than Ash.
Yeah.
What is the preparation for that? Like how do you deal with... That's just 2 different characters in such a weird way.
I would think the easiest way to explain it is that I kind of build a little world about each character, so I can jump back into it. It's easier when you have a reference for the voice, so that I don't keep it all in my head. But when you're seeing the character on the screen and they've given you guidance on kind of where they want the voice to be placed, you have room to grow and play in that, and so it's not that difficult to switch from one, like a 10-year-old boy, to a kind of evil woman with many arms.
Yes.
It's not that difficult. And also with audiobooks, I do that every day, switch back and forth.
Okay.
So so it's not that hard. You just have to fully form the character in your head.
That's very interesting. Ash and Nico are obviously you can't
different.
like combine those in the universe.
Yeah.
So it speaks to the talent of voice actors and being able to create those different characters.
And also to using your imagination.
Yeah.
Because to be an actor, and then more specifically a voice actor, you really do have to key into your imagination. For video games, we just get a script often, and it has like fall from the curb, fall into a hole, fall 3 feet. And so you're just like, so you have to imagine. But when I do that, I imagine that character, which was somewhat like Ash, I imagine what they're falling into or whatever. So it's really good to get outside and let your imagination grow.
Oh yeah.
Because you need it. You need it in life.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Veronica, I appreciate your time.
Thank
and
you.
Everything. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys all for coming. It's amazing.
Guys, give it up for Veronica. She will be signing over here for the rest of the
I'll
day.
be at my booth till 4 o'clock, so come by. I'll be back at 1:30, so no reason to run. So I'll do 1:30 to 4. Enjoy the eclipse tomorrow. It's going to be magical wherever you are. Make sure you take in how the shadows change and the temperature changes, and just be in this moment that everyone in the United States is taking part in. It's just, it brings me to tears. Nature is so cool. So let's keep it that way.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Thank you guys, everybody. We'll be back for the next panel.
Thank you.